When I tell people I studied biomedical science, they laugh because it's so far from what I do now. So my name's Shura Taft. I started here at St Kilda Road in 1994. I'm OW 2000. I don't know how to say what I do. I guess you could call me maybe a media personality or someone who works in the media.
Good to see you.
My dad actually helped build this course.
Really?
No, he's a primary school teacher.
So I've always enjoyed entertaining people and being a clown. I grew up in a household that was very out there in terms of, yes, I think we were all entertainers of some sort. We're all very extroverted, so there was a lot of singing and frivolity in the house. The memories of Wesley have always been incredibly strong. I've always said the best things about Wesley was that I could do it all. From the day I started in grade 6 till when I finished in year 12, I was involved in sport, in drama and everything in between.
She was my drama teacher.
I did every musical and play that I could each year from grade 6. So it started with, Wind in the Willows and then Oliver, and then later in year 11 and 12 it was West Side Story in Oklahoma. And the fact of the matter was, Wesley did plays better than anyone else. It was an incredible place to learn the craft of drama.
It's pretty clear to see, as you see these guys building the set for a play right now, that, to be up on stage and have all of this at your disposal is so important to make sure that, you get the best start in your drama life.
I've always said that doing a kids show is the best learning process if you want to be a presenter. With kids TV, you can really just have a lot of fun. You've got to think on your feet. You have guests on. You also work with children and animals. And they always say, don't work with children and animals. And there's not so many eyes on you. There's not so much pressure. If you go straight into primetime TV, people are watching and they want you to either succeed or fail. You change a lot. You develop. When I watched the first episode of myself on TV, which, by the way, I was convinced by someone to get a spray tan before my first ever episode on TV, and I look orange. It's ridiculous. So after 5 years of doing Kids WB, and I absolutely adored it, I just realised it was time to be seen a little differently. So I chose to leave, which was hard for me because I was taking a risk that there would be more work. I was leaving something good for the unknown. When I left Kids WB and Pyramid, I was lucky to land a job as the face of Expedia Travel, and that sent me over to New York, Thailand, Vegas, and then to Noumea. And then I also got some work with Fox Footy, doing the Supercoach Show, including the Rising Star Award, the Brownlow Medal, red carpet. And then the next few years, so I was still associated with Channel 9 until 2013 when Channel 7 came knocking with the mole.
To survive in this game, you need more than just a suspicious mind. G'day, guys. Now, before I tell you...
I think the thing about my work now, especially with MCing, that's so enjoyable is it's so varied. I go from standing in the MCG in front of all those fans, interviewing a Hawthorn player on the ground, to being at the Australian Open, chatting to Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal, to hosting a charity night where you've got, 1,000 people in the room. It's so varied. I think my favourite part of being a presenter in general, whether it's MCing, radio, TV or anything, is just the idea that you've entertained in some small form. To me, that's the best. I think the culture of Wesley really engendered a strong interpersonal relationships and also with yourself, to be sure of yourself. And certainly in terms of the co-education, I've always been a strong believer in that when you're growing up, it's really important to have that ability to interact with both sexes. Some of my closest friends in the entire world are female. Those relationships taught me how to be comfortable in my own skin. I'd never left school thinking I would do media, ever. So doing television or entertainment wasn't even in my mind. I just think it's important to tell kids to go with your passion. And I say this to a lot of people, when you're leaving year 12, there's a lot of pressure on you to make that decision for your life, but there's so much more life to be lived, and so many people do degrees they never use. And that's not me saying don't worry about that, but it's certainly not the be all and end all. I do biomedical science. I'm glad I did it, but it wasn't going to be my lifelong career. Be aware of what your passion is, and if your passion's art, or if your passion is IT, or if your passion is maths, whatever it is, follow that first and then you'll find your path.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the 8A's footy replay for 1997.